You're listening to That Teacher podcast, hosted by me, Alyssa McDonald. I'm that teacher who decided enough was enough and started an online business to fund my own 2-year maternity leave from my teaching job. This journey has been life-changing, bringing me opportunities to lead and grow in ways I never thought possible. Now, I'm on a mission to help other educators, moms, and impact-focused entrepreneurs find ways to build the online business of their dreams so they can have the time freedom and financial freedom they deserve. So grab a cup of coffee and let's bring your wildest dreams to life. When I was a new online business owner, one of the first questions I typed in the Google search bar was, what should I use for a website? What should I use for an email service provider? And then later it was, what should I use for a course platform? What should I use for a landing page builder? What should I use for task management? And a lot of the business decisions we make are around what technology are we using to support this thing? And so I wanted to record an episode about some of my favorites in each category, but I also want to put a disclaimer that there are a million different answers to this question, right? And when you go searching, you're going to see all million of those different answers. You're going to hear everybody's different opinions about what their favorites are. And you're also going to find out about business tools you didn't even know you needed. So don't get shiny software syndrome. Don't switch what you're using just because somebody else says it's better. Take in all of the advice and then choose one and then stick with it. Don't worry about switching because one platform is going to be better than the other unless you really need to switch because you've hit some significant growth or the pricing is not working out for you anymore. Try not to get shiny software syndrome, but if you are looking for a particular platform or you've been thinking about switching, this episode will help you make that decision. Make sure that as you're thinking about this software for your business, you're also thinking about the stage of business you're in. And the most important thing to think about is, do I want to keep my business really lean? Maybe I'm just starting out, or I'm in a phase where I'm kind of cutting back, even if that means sacrificing some of the features and integrations and things that might make it easier or might enable me to grow in the future. Or am I someone who's like, no, I want to get the right tool now so that I can grow into it and later I don't have to switch anything and I don't have to worry about any other software. It's really your decision which way you want to go. Neither one is right or wrong. And I do also want to mention that migrating from one platform to another is not impossible. I know it feels impossible, so it might be one of the reasons that you choose one platform over the other. It's a pain for sure. I have not switched my technology that I use for my online business since day one of my business, and it's been lovely that I have never had to switch anything. Everything always lives in the same place. I just continue to grow into this platform. It's Kajabi, if you didn't already know, which I'll talk a little bit about at the end of this episode. It's an all-in-one business tool with a website, landing page builder, email marketing, course delivery, podcast hosting, and it's been growing at the same time that I've been growing. So they just keep adding more and more features, and I am able to kind of cancel some other software that I have in lieu of Kajabi. But when I was first starting out, Kajabi was terrifying because the price point on it starts at $119 per month. It does have a free 45-day trial at the time you're listening to this if you want to play with it. I'll put the link in my show notes. But that felt really scary. I wasn't making that kind of money. So for you, if you're just starting out, something like Kajabi might be a no for you right now. That's okay. You might just deal with the migration later. That's totally fine. Or if you're someone like me who was like, you know what, I'm just going to bite the bullet because I trust that I'm going to make this money back and I don't want to have to move another thing ever, then it could work out for you. And that's just a decision you're going to have to make. All the links for anything that I'm an affiliate for in this episode, I'm going to put in the show notes. Please, please, please use my links. That's how I get paid for this work. So that would be amazing if you could use my links. Not all of them are affiliate links. And I only promote the platforms that I really like, that I've used myself or have worked with other people who have used them, and I've been behind the scenes and used the tools myself. I wouldn't promote my affiliates just because I make a little money when you use my link. I promise. Okay, so let's first kick off with the category of website. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break down the top business tools for each category that I mentioned earlier. I'm going to give you a lean option, and I'm going to give you the all-in option. Website. The most budget-friendly and user-friendly option is Squarespace, in my opinion. There are definitely other options, and honestly, my opinion of these different tools has changed over time. So I used to recommend WordPress number one. I actually think Squarespace is really great for those of you who are just starting out, trying to stay lean, or who are nervous about the learning curve of WordPress. And of course, like I said, there are other options, but I think Squarespace is the best solution for online business owners. A lot of the other website builders are really built for like local businesses who just need a landing page, and it's not going to be this kind of like robust and interactive content platform. Squarespace is great for that. If you're eventually going to sell your digital products or knowledge products, they have integrations for you. So it seems like they're really adding to their features, which is also nice. It's easy to use. You can set up your site in a couple of hours. You don't need to hire somebody to make updates to your site. You can do them yourself. Plus, Squarespace has a really nice customer support with a lot of different articles about how to use Squarespace, really straightforward. They will also make sure that your site health is good. So if ever your site wasn't working, you would just reach out to their support. It also has a few integrations. They definitely are limited, but you can leverage these integrations if you want to, keep it budget friendly and get a few more pieces of software out of Squarespace. I have clients who use Squarespace's email service provider. It's not robust, but it hooks right into Squarespace and they really like it. So that's nice. There's an e-commerce plugin you can add, and even member sites for exclusive content if you want to have sort of a private area on your site. I used to recommend staying away from these builders that are really like low code, drag and drop website builders, because the SEO wasn't as good on those sites. If it was a big part of your strategy to blog, these weren't the best choice. They couldn't really stand up to WordPress, but that has come a long way, and Squarespace is now a good solution for blogging too. At the end of the day, nothing really beats a WordPress blog for SEO, but it's becoming less of a need to be there, and some of these other website builders that have a built-in blog are just fine. Now, Squarespace probably isn't your best bet if you want something really robust or really customizable. There are definitely limits to what you can build here, but if you're just looking for a basic site to share some content and have a page where you are sharing your stuff, it's totally fine. As for pricing, it starts out at the time that I'm recording this episode at $16 per month, going up to $40 per month. You're also going to need to purchase a domain, which is usually around $20 a year, really inexpensive. Squarespace offers that domain name free for your first year, which is great. The other website builder most business owners use is WordPress. WordPress is open source, which essentially means that you and anyone else can really customize it to your heart's content as much as you want. You can use plugins, you can create plugins, you can add code, you can build out the platform of your choice. But unless you're really tech savvy, there is quite a learning curve. You're probably going to get frustrated and end up hiring somebody to put your site together for you. You may also have to call that person back when you want to maintain your site if something goes wrong, or you want to make an update. You're going to have to kind of call that person back. WordPress does not offer dedicated support. They do have a big community forum where you can find help for just about anything. If you go this route, you're going to want to purchase hosting from a site like Bluehost. Think of this like the land you're renting to put your site on. WordPress itself doesn't cost anything. And by the way, don't purchase WordPress ever because you're purchasing the wrong thing. Go to Bluehost, purchase your hosting, purchase your domain name, and then follow the directions from Bluehost to start building your WordPress site. And then from there, my next step would be to download the Elementor plugin or another drag and drop builder that's going to make building the pages on your website 10 times easier. And then find a theme that works with that plugin, the Elementor plugin. For example, search best themes for Elementor plugin. You'll be able to find something that creates sort of that drag and drop experience for you and makes it much easier for you to edit. You might not have to call somebody to design your website if you can figure that part out. Let's talk about email service providers. There are a million of these to choose from. I've worked with people who've used all different email service providers. I'm going to talk about the most popular ones and what I like and dislike about them. Email service providers can basically be put into two categories. A light email service provider, which is generally very simple analytics, simple automation, simple segmentation, a little bit less pricey. Or complex email marketing or email service providers, which have detailed analytics, integrations, funnel building, automations build out, segmentation build out, really just the sky's the limit. And it just depends on which one you want. What is your email marketing strategy? Are you going to go all in and you really want to build out some extensive funnels, or are you ready to do that? Or do you want to keep it light and just kind of have a few sequences in place and email your list weekly and you're fine with that? In the light category, I like MailerLite. I actually think MailerLite is a pretty good starter option. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a little bit limited, but your first 1,000 subscribers are free, and then pricing starts at $9 and kind of goes up based on the number of subscribers. Pretty much all email service provider platforms are based on the number of subscribers you have, which is why you want to keep your list cleaned out, because you don't want to be paying for anybody that's not a good lead. That's for another episode. In MailerLite, you can build out simple landing pages for your email opt-ins. You can create automations. They even say now, and I have not explored this yet, but I was looking on their website when I was researching for this episode, and it says they have a website builder and an e-commerce platform. I would be really interested to hear how everybody is, if anybody is using that and how their experience is going. It even says you can sell paid subscriptions, so it looks like they're adding features. Their email builder itself is simple, drag and drop. You can use automations and segmentation, again, simple, but that makes it easy. And if you wanted the ability to get more like nitty gritty with managing your contacts, MailerLite could fall short with integrations and things like that, but generally it's a good starter solution. The other in the light category that a lot of business owners use is Flowdesk. They had a big promotion a year or so ago where I think it was like $19 a month and everybody was jumping over to Flowdesk. And the reason people like it is because the emails have a visual appeal. They use really graphic heavy emails. They have templates for different graphics you can add to your emails, which gives it this nice visual effect. Please be careful though, because we know that email is actually not meant to look beautiful. It's meant to have some great content. And there's a lot you can do with fonts and bold and italics and adding GIFs. When we make our emails too image heavy, the deliverability goes down. So just be careful on Flowdesk that you're not making this like whole email of graphics. But it's similar to MailerLite. It's simple, easy to use. You can add some automations and segment your contacts. You have some analytics. It's not robust by any means, but it works. It's easy, and your emails look nice. It's pretty good. In the robust category, the top two are really ConvertKit and ActiveCampaign. Now, the pricing goes up significantly when you move into the robust category. And that's because usually businesses that are using this are managing, thousands and thousands of contacts, and they are really wanting to segment them in ways that they can use and build out some intricate funnels. ConvertKit wasn't always in the robust category. In fact, it used to be the number one email service provider I recommended, and it was kind of in the middle between light and robust. ActiveCampaign is by far the most robust email service provider out there, period. ConvertKit used to be right down the middle, but then they changed their pricing, which was really irritating. They made it so that your price goes up as you add contacts, which isn't unusual, except that they aren't really clear about that tiered structure up front. So when you go to purchase, you're like, wait, what actually is the price as I add subscribers? And when I had to do some digging to find that, and I saw that it could go as high as $100 a month for 10,000 contacts. So that's been enough for a lot of the clients I work with to move off of ConvertKit because that price range is just not great for them. But there's no really middle of the road solution now. It's like you have a light solution or you have a robust solution, unless something else comes out, or there are a few contenders, and I'll get back to you on that. My opinions change quite frequently on this. The thing about ConvertKit, it is simple. It has advanced automations and segmentations. The analytics are much better than the light versions. You'll be able to look at more data, build out simple visual funnels based on user behavior. It has over 120 integrations. It's pretty robust. It is free for up to 10,000 contacts, but there is a caveat there. That sounds great, right? You can only have one visual automation and one email sequence on that free plan. I'm sure you could work around it, but I would love you to have more than one email sequence. So then it goes to $25 a month for 1,000 contacts with unlimited visual automations and sequences. And from there, it goes up on the tiered plan based on contacts. Now, ActiveCampaign is similar. It's robust features, it has integrations, a few more options than ConvertKit. This is what we use for PopPD. You really can't beat the analytics. You can even see in real time who is opening your emails. You can see how long they interacted with your email. You can pull custom reports. You can build out automations that are extremely extensive based on user behavior and all sorts of other things. And sometimes, honestly, when I'm coaching about email marketing, because I use ActiveCampaign so much for PopPD and for some other startups I work with, I forget that the light versions can't find those behaviors. And it is sometimes I'm like, oh, that's frustrating that you're not able to pull your data in that way. So if you are really building out a complex business and you're thinking you want to take email marketing to the next level, I would definitely take a look at ActiveCampaign. There's over 940 integrations. The pricing is steep, like email marketing would have to be a big part of your strategy. It starts out at $49 a month for 1,000 contacts and then goes up from there. Landing page builder. There's only one landing page builder I really love. So if you don't want to invest in a landing page builder right now, you certainly don't have to. This would be like if you are building out really nice landing pages for your opt-ins or landing pages for your products, like your knowledge products or your digital products. If you're ready to move some stuff off of TPT and you're thinking, oh, I want to put my bundles on a nice sales page and sell them from there. You're going to want a landing page builder, or you can use your website. So if you picked Squarespace for your website builder, you could just create a standalone page. Actually, now that I'm saying that, I'm not sure Squarespace lets you do that because you pay per website. I guess you could build a standalone page and just not put it on your main navigation menu. Yes, okay, you can do it in Squarespace. You can also usually build a landing page in your email service provider, but honestly, they're usually pretty ugly unless you have Flowdesk, in which case they're okay. If you want to really build out a sales page that has a template that is a proven and tested template for a sales page, it's proven to convert. Lead pages, I know it's sort of like, oh, an extra cost. I don't want to do an extra cost. Totally worth it. The landing pages are simple to put together. They have templates. It's just, you start with a template, you fill in your copy and go. I really love that. And they have great analytics. It can integrate with Facebook if you're running ads. They integrate with many platforms, email service providers, to make tracking conversions and opt-ins really easy. It is a free trial and then $37 a month thereafter. If you're using Kajabi, Kajabi also has a landing page builder, so I guess that would be my alternative, but I'm going to talk about Kajabi later on in the episode because it has kind of all of these things. Project management. So this is thinking about all of your tasks and your projects that you're working on in your business. Where are we organizing all of those? The main three that people use are Trello, Asana, and ClickUp. I started using ClickUp for PopPD and I am having a hard time going back to anything else. So some of my clients use Asana and I'll have to jump in there and use theirs, and I just am obsessed with ClickUp because it is much more advanced. Again, we'll go from light to advanced. So on the light side of these project managers, I think Trello and Asana could both be considered light. In both of those, you can create boards, lists, tags, cards. In Asana, you can make a calendar view. Trello is a little bit more visual, where Asana is a little bit more list-based. You can collaborate with your teammates. You can add comments, add file attachments in both of those. In addition to that, ClickUp offers all of that plus chat, document collaboration, task relationships. So for example, you could make it so that one task doesn't become due until someone finishes another task. It's great for people who have larger teams and working together. You can take notes, create notebooks, create dashboards, create goal tracking right inside of ClickUp. I've also seen people use ClickUp as a way to store some of their marketing content. It kind of acts as both. It can really be the hub for a lot of things in your business. All of them integrate with a lot of different things like Google Drive, Slack, Dropbox, you name it, pretty much. ClickUp has over 1,000 different apps and can communicate or can integrate with communication platforms and development tools and all of that good stuff. Pricing, Trello offers a free plan, limited features. Paid plans start at $10 per user per month. Asana provides a free plan for basic task management. I did use the free Asana for a long time in my business until I wanted some premium features. Then it was $10.99 per user per month. ClickUp offers a free plan with basic features and paid plans starting from $5 per user per month. And then if you want some additional features, those come with the higher tiers. Next up is your course platform if you're creating a course. If you want to go budget friendly on this, there are quite a few options. I'm going to talk about Teachable. I know there are more options. I'll just name a few. There's Podia, there's Teachery. I'm sure I'm forgetting some others, but Teachable is the one that I see used most often. I think because they have a free plan, a lot of people will jump there until they make a course sale and then they'll choose something else. But it's really user-friendly, very straightforward. Upload your stuff for your course, very linear course creation, the stuff you're typically used to with course creation. There's some customization, some branding available, some basic marketing tools, email integrations, affiliate marketing. You can give people certificates when they finish their class. You can drip out content to them, upload all different kinds of file types. That's pretty much what you would expect for a course provider, a course platform. So they have a free plan with limited features. They do have transaction fees on that plan starts at 5%. Some of the plans have 0% transaction fee. And then their plans start at $29 per month billed annually. Of course, I got to shout out Pop PD here. If you're a teacher, an educator, you work with teachers, parents, you're a therapist, anybody in the education field, Pop PD is totally free. You can create a course, you can create a challenge. Something that we're really working on is the learner side. So how are your learners able to put your course into action? We've built in a task management software right into our platform. So your learners can actually drag and drop their tasks related to your course. If you have a challenge, let's say, they can move their tasks around to say that they have certain parts of the challenge done. You can also annotate the media that you upload. Let's say you upload a video of yourself teaching in your classroom and you want to put some notes off to the side with a little play-by-play. You can add that and your learners can see it. Your learners can also annotate the resources themselves, take notes, and it saves directly to that resource, which is perfect for teachers because they like to, pull it up and use it in their day-to-day. And then you can assign certificates on completion. And all of your students' learnings live inside their My Learning tab, which is different than a lot of the other course providers. If someone purchases a course on Teachable, let's say, they would have to go to your specific link to access that course. Whereas here, they just log into Pop PD and they see all of their courses under My Learning. You also have the ability to list it on our marketplace, which is good, gives you a little more exposure. So Pop PD is free to use to create courses, unlimited courses, $10 a month to create challenges. We have more templates coming soon under that $10 a month plan. And then it's free to list on the marketplace with a 10% transaction fee. You can also, by the way, if you are a TPT seller and you are thinking that you want to create more of professional development around some of your products, the next template we're working on is called a toolkit. So you'll be able to upload your digital files and then just create like some videos or tutorials around those files and create like a little toolkit experience, which will be really cool. Excited about that. And then I'm going to talk about the all-in-one solution, which is Kajabi. I mentioned this earlier. I've been using this since day one of my business. I've never used anything else. All of the other tools I use with clients, but I use Kajabi extensively. I use it for course creation, multiple courses in there. I use it to build out all of my landing pages, which I probably have like 50 by now. I use it for my website, my blog. I use it to host this podcast. I use it for email marketing, and it's been perfectly satisfactory. It's not as robust as ActiveCampaign, but it's had every other analytic I've needed. It has affiliate marketing, certificates, quizzes, and they're always adding new features in. They're really trying to be all in one. So they keep adding things, like they added communities. So now you can create a community for your course students. They've added the ability to track coaching calls with clients right within the platform. It's been just really nice for me to use as I grow my business. They seem to grow at the same time, which is really cool. They just released an add-on called Creator Studio, where you can take some of your existing course content and turn it into marketing content using AI. It's very similar to what would happen if you put it into ChatGPT, and think it's anything fancy. But I do think with time, as AI gets more advanced, probably this tool will become more advanced. Right now, that as an add-on is just $8 a month. So I think they're trying to just kind of test it out. Kajabi itself, for the all-in-one platform, starts at $119 per month. There is no transaction fee. With that price, you get 3 products, 10,000 subscribers, and 1,000 customers. I was on the $119 plan for a while until I wanted more products, and then I moved up to the next plan, which I think is $159. So again, that felt steep for me when I first started out, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to worry about all these other platforms. I just want to put everything in one place and never have to worry about it again. And I earned the $119 in like my first month of having my business. So it felt scary to begin with, but it really quickly came back around. And please use my affiliate link in the show notes. If you do grab Kajabi, there's a 45-day free trial right now. If you use my link, I am happy to answer any Kajabi questions over on Instagram. Just tell me you use my link, and I'm happy to walk you through something if you get stuck, or help you think through how you might structure something within Kajabi. I'm going to leave you with one more tool, which is the tool you didn't know you needed. I love it. I'm literally obsessed with this thing. It's called Sunsama. And the point of it is to walk you through the daily prioritization of your tasks. So it's a bit different than Asana and Trello and ClickUp, where you're doing like big thinking, big project management, lots of tasks. This breaks it way down to what are you doing today? And I think for teachers, or like even anybody really, it's a great daily organizer for anything, not just your business. You kind of go in there at the beginning of your work time, and it walks you through this routine where you set your goals, you time box your tasks, and it gives you little reminders and things to help push you along. And it syncs up with your calendar. So if you have any appointments that day, you can kind of build your schedule around your appointments. It also integrates with Asana, Trello, or ClickUp, so you can pull your tasks into Sunsama and put them in your daily plan. You can also, if you're on Slack, you can turn a Slack message into a task on Sunsama. I'm obsessed. Like, I don't know that I could live my life without Sunsama. I used to use the Full Focus Planner, like a paper version of this, and this is just sort of the digital version of it. I have it as a bookmark in my bookmarks bar, and I start with it every workday and I end with it every workday. And it makes me feel like I have this nice like opening and closing routine around my work, and helps me. You know what it helps me with is I'm not realistic with what I can get done in a certain amount of time. Like, I am the person who at Thanksgiving puts way too much on their plate because I think I can eat it all, and I actually can't. And it's the same thing with my business. Like, I sit down to work and I'm like, oh yeah, I can knock out these 10 things. When in reality, if you actually broke down my time and how much time I would need for each task, it's like physically impossible. Sunsama helps me prioritize by looking at how much time I estimate each task will take, and then kind of making a schedule based on that, which helps me to be a little more realistic about my goals. I could probably do a whole part 2 on technology. I mean, we didn't even cover content management, analytics. I had those both on my list for this episode, and then I knew it would be way too long. I will at some point do a part 2 with some more tech platforms. These are kind of the basics. Just remember, Do I want to stay lean for now and worry about growth later? Do I want to prep for growth right now? Or have I been growing and it's time to really enhance what I'm doing and move on to the next level of things? Please share this episode. Please use my affiliate links. Those are the two ways you can kind of thank me for my work. This week, I would love it if you would share this episode, like snap a screenshot of yourself listening to this episode, or obviously you wouldn't be in the screenshot, you know what I mean. Snap a picture of this episode, share it on social, tag me, let people know what you thought of this episode, and I will enter you in a contest to win a $15 Starbucks gift card so you can get some free coffee on me just by sharing. I would really appreciate it, trying to get the word out about my bringing back this podcast, and I'm excited to talk to you next week. See you in the next episode. Thanks for listening to That Teacher Podcast. I have a lot of resources for you in the show notes. Make sure you subscribe to my Monday mixtapes and tune in here to the podcast to learn more business and marketing strategy to help grow your business to the business of your dreams so that you can have the financial wiggle room you've been hoping for. Looking forward to supporting you in your journey.